So another name that you like is Silvercorp Metals, and
Yep.
I like this one too. These guys, this one's crazy to me. They've got 400. They've got a market cap of $480 million right now.
Right.
This is a producer in China that's producing 6 or 7 million ounces, and they've got 216 million in cash. They own a huge
Mhm.
stake in New Pacific worth another 90 million. So there's 300 million right there, and the total company has a market cap of $480 million. It's like you're getting all of their mining production, 6 or 7 million ounces a year, and over 100 million in reserves, ounces of reserves for 180 million dollars. That's ridiculously cheap.
Yes. It's our third largest silver position right now.
Uh-huh.
We've been consistently growing it from $2.37 up here to the 250s. But again, one of our strategies, Jim, which makes us different than a lot of competitors, is we're going to continue to buy stuff in small increments on the way up until we get that conviction time, right? Like you had just talked about 25 silver. That would be a conviction moment, right? When we break that with some authority, then we go much heavier in. But right now, we're continuing to add to our position that we've had, by the way, since 2016 in this stock. So I know this stock better than
Wow.
most. The knock on it has been China, right? Like, who cares? Look at what they're doing in China. Look at how many disruptions they've had in China since the obvious in COVID. None.
None.
So these guys have done a great job of mining.
Look at this.
Guess how many rigs? Guess how
Look
many
at this.
rigs these guys have going right now?
Like 70 something rigs or
Yeah,
something
it's
like
like 80 rigs.
yeah,
80.
80 drill rigs.
So when you look at
Zero
New
debt,
Pacific,
zero debt,
zero
zero
debt,
debt.
which is
They,
awesome,
Wow.
they
right?
pay a
Because
dividend. They do
debt
share
has been the
buybacks.
killer of many companies over the last 10 years, and this has zero. I don't see them taking on debt and doing something silly because management's really responsible, in my opinion. You look at the value of NEWP, New Pacific, there. That stock's gone from $2.03 7 sessions ago to close at over 230 today. So that thing's up, a considerable amount. They get no credit for that whatsoever, but that is diversifying the company, right? Because New Pacific
Right.
is in Bolivia,
Yeah.
so they're not in China. I see the company in 2023 making some type of acquisition with that big number you pointed out there. I mean,
Yeah.
they want to buy something, but they're not going to just buy anything.
Yeah. They're not going to overpay because
Mhm.
they had this deal for Guyana Goldfields where they had an option on it. Um, and then they got outbid by someone else, but they got paid to what they made a ton of money um, from the breakup fee of their deal they had on that, or I forget all the details, but
Yep.
they tried to acquire something, someone else took it from them, and they just walked off with a big old check because they weren't going to overpay and chase it. So
Yeah, Zijin Mining was the acquirer there, and they just didn't want to get into a huge bidding war. Um, you know, uh, Let me throw a couple stats at you because I'm just going to read this. Usually I just go from memory, but this is something I want to get correctly because there was a news announcement here August 29th that they announced a normal course issuer bid. For people that don't know what that means, it means the company can acquire up to X amount more shares, so they can try to extinguish that those number of shares over time, which is about 4% of the float. So, if they do follow through on this, which in talking to the company, they want to be buying more of their shares
yeah,
and
they're going to
taking
do
them out
share
of the
buybacks.
market.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a positive thing, right? It's not a
yeah,
negative thing.
yeah,
And so when you look at, future key free cash flow in this company, it's amazing. You look at their profitability, it's amazing relative to other, mid-tier silver companies.